judicial power of the judges and magistrates. Now, I am going to discuss about the judicial power of judges of Bangladesh. And there are 4 judicial magistrate courts are functioning in the district magistracy. In district magistracy, the highest magistrate court is the Court of Chief Judicial Magistrate. And Chief Judicial Magistrate, as per Section 6, subsection 3, is considered to be a first-class magistrate. And being a first-class magistrate, as per provision of Section 32 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1898, the Chief Judicial Magistrate shall have power to pass imprisonment of 5 years and impose fine of taka 5 lakh. And if this judicial magistrate is especially empowered under Section 29C of CRPC, in that case, the Chief Judicial Magistrate shall have power to try any cases except the cases of death penalty. If Chief Judicial Magistrate being especially empowered under Section 29C of CRPC, then his power of sentencing of imprisonment increased to 7 years. This is the special power. And there is another judicial magistrate court. The name of it is Additional Chief Judicial Magistrate, ACJM in brief. The Court of Additional Chief Judicial Magistrate also considered to be a first-class magistrate as per provision of Section 6. The magistrate of Additional Chief Judicial Magistrate shall have the same power like the Chief Judicial Magistrate as a first-class magistrate. That is, passing imprisonment not exceeding 5 years and fine of taka 5 lakh. And in the same way, if he is especially empowered to try the offenses under Section 29C, his power of sentencing of imprisonment also increased to 7 years. Thereafter, the Court of Senior Judicial Magistrate, SJM. The Senior Judicial Magistrate also is a first-class magistrate. He also shall have the same power of imprisonment and fine. But first-class magistrate shall have power to pass any solitary confinement as is authorized by law. And in district magistracy, the last court is the Court of Judicial Magistrate, Judicial JM Court. The magistrate of Judicial Magistrate Court is considered to be a second-class magistrate. And according to Section 6, he is considered to be a second-class magistrate. And under Section 32, the Court of Judicial Magistrate shall have power to pass the sentence of imprisonment not exceeding 3 years and fine of taka 3 lakh. And though there are 4 classes of judicial magistrates, Chief Judicial Magistrate or Chief Metropolitan Magistrate, as the case may be, Magistrate of first class, Magistrate of second class, and Magistrate of third class. But actually, practically, there is no third-class magistrate. Though this is the provision of law, but practically, if we go to any district magistracy, we cannot find there any court of third-class magistrate. We find there judicial magistrate, senior judicial magistrate, SCJM or CJM. So these are the judicial power of the magistrates working in district level. But sometimes, as per provision of section 35 of the CRPC, whenever a magistrate holds trial of an accused for several offences, charging several offences, in that case, he may passes sentence more than twice of his power, not exceeding more than twice his power. For example, a first-class magistrate shall have power to punish an accused with the imprisonment of not exceeding 5 years if that magistrate held a trial of an accused charging under section 406 for the offense of breach of trust and cheating under section 420. In that case, the magistrate may have sentenced the accused both under section 406 and 420. And you know, the imprisonment under section 406 is not exceeding 3 years or fine or both. And if a magistrate holds trial for the offense of cheating under section 420, in that case, the magistrate may sentence the accused with the imprisonment for a term not exceeding 7 years. In that case, in both the sentences, in both the sections, if he pass any sentence, in aggregate, it may exceed of his original power, that is 5 years. As per provision of section 35, the magistrate shall have power whenever he charges several offences of an accused. In that case, his power of imprisonment may not in combination with those sections not exceeding twice of his power. This is the power of judicial magistrates working in district level. In the same way, if we see the magistrates working in metropolitan area, there are 3 courts of judicial magistrate, the top to bottom, the Court of Chief Metropolitan Magistrate, who is CMM in short, known as CMM in short, the Court of Additional Chief Metropolitan Magistrate, who is known as in brief ACMM, and Court of Metropolitan Magistrate, who is in brief named as MM. All these 3 courts and 3 judicial magistrates shall be considered to be a first-class magistrate. And being first-class magistrate under section 32, they shall have the power of pass of imprisonment not exceeding 5 years and imposing fine of taka 5 lakhs. So what we have seen here, all the judicial magistrates act as a first-class magistrate, being as a senior judicial magistrate, court of senior judicial magistrate, or additional chief judicial magistrate, chief judicial magistrate in district magistracy, and chief metropolitan magistrate, additional chief metropolitan magistrate, and metropolitan magistrate in metropolitan area, also considered to be a first-class magistrate. That is why their power at the, especially the judicial power are the same. That is, passing imprisonment not exceeding 5 years and imposing fine of 5 lakh taka. Now we come to the Court of Session. You know, in the district level, as per provision of section 9 of CRPC, there are 3 Court of Session. That is, the Court of Session Judge, Court of Additional Session Judge, and Court of Joint Session Judge. In district level, these are the Court of Session. But in metropolitan area, the same court named as the Metro Session Judge, the Court of Metro Session Judge, Court of Additional Metro Session Judge, Court of Joint Metro Session Judge. As per provision of Section 31 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1898, the Court of Session, especially in district area or either in metro area, the Court of Session shall have the power to pass any sentence recognized by law. Recognized by law. Now you may ask, what is the punishment recognized by law? As per provision of Section 53 of the Penal Code 1860, there are 5 types of punishments are recognized by the law. That is death, life, imprisonment, fine, and forfeiture. These are the 5 types of punishments now prevailing in the criminal courts in Bangladesh. And being a Court of Session Judge or Metro Session Judge, in both, as the case may be, this court shall have power to pass any sentence recognized by law. But if passes any sentence of death, it need to be confirmed by the High Court Division. Whenever the Court of Session passes any sentence of death held in trial in charge of murder, in that case, if the Court of Session convicts a person with the offense of murder and sentence thereunder with the death penalty and fine, in that case, under Section 374 of CRPC, the Court of Metro Session Judge or the Session Judge in district level shall submit the record for confirmation to the High Court Division. In the same way, if we see the Court of Additional Session Judge or Court of Additional Metro Session Judge in the metropolitan area shall have the same power like the Court of Session Judge. They also can pass any sentence recognized by law. And if they passes any sentence of death, it need to be confirmed by the High Court Division. And the last court in the Session Division, that is the Court of Joint Session Judge. The Court of Joint Session Judge shall have power to pass any sentence recognized by law, but not to pass any sentence of death or imprisonment for life or imprisonment not exceeding 10 years. Otherwise, any kind of punishment, a Court of Session, the Joint Session may pass. And now there remain some other tribunals. For example, Women and Children Oppression Prevention Tribunal, Cyber Crimes Tribunal, Shantrash Birudhi Tribunal, and like other tribunals. The judge of the tribunals is considered to be a district and session judge. That is why they shall have the same power under Section 31 of CRPC, unlike the Court of Session Judge. That is, the judge of a tribunal shall have power to pass any sentence recognized by law. That is, those 5 types of punishment provided under Section 53 of the Code of Penal Code 1860. These are the judicial power of the session courts and the Court of Judicial Magistrates, either in district magistracy or metro magistracy. Thank you for watching this video. You know, we are conducting bar professional training course. Those who are living in Bangladesh and want to be an efficient lawyer within shortest possible time, you may contact over with the number given in the description below. You know, for long 20 years, we are conducting bar professional training course. If you are living in England and doing bar, you can sitting there join our program through Zoom platform. So all of you, without any hesitation, may join our program to be an efficient lawyer within shortest possible time. Thank you again for watching this video on behalf of the Badullah Academy. If you have any question, please leave a comment. I will reply. Thank you again.